Snobs podcast.
That's right, everybody. Welcome to the Scene Snobs podcast. I'm your host, Mick Manhattan, joined as always by my partner in crime, Mr. Paul Done and Done. How you doing today, sir?
Doing good, man. Just tired of being in the sun because I've been in there all day, but that's okay.
Oh, blah, blah, blah. He's talking about that sun again. We all know he loves that son. And another son that we love, somebody else's son, of course, and that is Mr. Jason Taylor from the Three Geeks podcast. Welcome, sir, to the show.
What is going on? But that intro is amazing. It is
Right?
Amazing.
I love the intro.
I have to stop forgetting it from time to time, but
Yeah.
Oh man, I had a good time with that one, and I already want to get rid of it.
Oh wow, already?
No, I like it. I want to ride it through the summer, I think, and then I'll probably have a new one in Snobtober, and then because that's not a good one for like fall, winter.
No,
too
it's very
peppy.
summery.
I mean, we already have a minimal amount of people who listen to me anyway, so. And I love all of you. I want you to know that. Whether you're watching or listening, we thank you. And we want to thank our sponsors of this episode, Sticker Mule. Sticker Mule is a great place to go if you want to get any of your stickers or your business cards, magnets. We get everything here. Man, I have tons of stuff, but I don't have it anywhere near me, of course, while I'm doing the read. But I do. Actually, they offer discounts, too, once you sign up and things like that. So if you sign up with our link below, you get $10 towards your first purchase, and it is worth it. I get all my buttons from there, all that stuff. Paul can attest. He's got most of his junk.
Yep. It's awesome.
And I call my designs junk.
Not
Sticker Mule stuff. Sticker Mule stuff. It's awesome. But if you don't think it's junk, sorry, Jason, make sure to go check out snobsworks.com. That's where you can find a lot of our designs like this one, that one, and more. Jason's not wearing one. He doesn't like
All right. I need to get one. I have a JDF shirt on now. I wish I had
I love it. But if you don't want to go down that road and you're listening, go, and all these links are down below, or you can use the QR code if you're watching on screen. But remember, join up on our Patreon. It's a free tier. We'd love for you to join up. That's where we're going to be our one-stop shop for all of our links, news, and more. There's going to be tons of stuff on there for just the free tier. But if you want to support the channel, there's plenty of perks on there for you as well. Give us some of your money, and we will appreciate it for sure. And then you also get into our Discord, which will be a lot of fun. But let's get to the show, because we have a great guy here, and I want him to talk about his show, Three Geeks Podcast. Jason, tell us a little bit about that, and Matt Talk, if you will.
We are live Saturdays at 7 p.m. And so we've been recently started clipping out our show and putting clips on Instagram and TikTok. We had our very first TikTok get over 1,000 views. Not only did it get over 1,000 views, it's at 84,000 views right now.
Yes,
and
viral, baby.
Granted, it was a bit of a baity clip. Is a clip of Chris Candy talking about his dad John, so we kind of baited the audience to get into it, but
no, that's not bait. You did that interview. Be proud of it. You did great work.
And then Matt Talk, we're live 8 p.m. We're now weekly, talking about everybody's favorite Southern lawyer.
Yes, actually, no. Let's stick on that a little bit. I don't want to. So Matt Talk, yes, it is an episode by episode rewatch, and you also watch the movies. You've had interviews with some of the stars. It's a really well done rewatch podcast. I've learned a lot about rewatch podcasts from listening to it, and you guys do a great job. And it makes Matt Talk interesting. Now, I will mind you. Here's the fun part about Matt Talk that I like with you guys and what you do. I have not listened to every episode because I have not watched every episode. But from time to time, I'm on Pluto TV, and they have a Matlock channel. And I go on and I'll watch an episode, and I have to make sure to watch Matt. I like watching it personally, but I do like the podcast as well, Matt Talk. And it is very cool. I hope you guys go check it out. But the Three Geeks podcast as well. You guys do an awesome job. Great guys over there. Love them. But we want to talk about annoying people today. Not the good people. We want to talk about the annoying people and the annoying people of movies. I don't know why this bugged me so much the other day. It was just one that popped in my head. I don't know. I was watching If. My son put on If. He was watching it. And that was my second watch. And now he loved it. He's 7. He's a sweet kid, sensitive kid. And I think that really hit him. He's really got a lot of imagination. So I think he really enjoyed that one. There are some annoying ass characters in it. And now I want to get into this a little bit about what we think and why these characters always end up to be annoying. But let's start with Blue from If. Jason, you have a chance to see this movie yet?
No, not yet. I want to, though. I like Ryan Reynolds. It's automatically got me with Ryan Reynolds.
This is one where I might say, hey, go check it out. I'll never say don't go see the movie. but I don't think Ryan Reynolds saves this one. It's
That's
very
sad.
cute. It's like John Krasinski's Some Good News, the movie. It's like, we're gonna make you feel good. It just you kind of, and this one character that Steve Carell plays is called Blue, which is big purple grimace looking guy, and I'm not kidding.
You're not.
And he's just annoying throughout the whole thing. Who dreams up their if being annoying as hell?
Well, I mean, some arguments, some kids are annoying, so I'm sure some kids' imaginary friends can be annoying.
But like,
Damn, it's
the
so hard
toasted
to-
marshmallow, there were so many weird imaginary friends in that I did not. A glass of water, like what the fuck? Like,
Oh god.
anyway, sorry.
Oh my god.
Enjoy watching it. I'm curious what you're gonna think about it after you watch it, Jason.
More annoying than Drop Dead Fred, the character.
Oh my god, you want to hear a story about Drop Dead Fred? I don't know if I've ever told on the air before.
Ooh,
Well, I don't know if I should tell this one.
yes, you should.
I don't want to tell this one.
Okay, then don't tell us.
I don't know if I should tell this one.
We'll save it for the Patreons. There we go. So you guys should go ahead and get on one of those tiers, and then you can hear the deep details of whatever the story is, because I know it's good. It's awful, but it's good.
Okay. I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I should do this. All right. I'm trying. I really am. I realized on a podcast, listen to some dude laugh about something they have no context of or whatsoever about a movie that is arguably very bad.
With a very annoying imaginary friend.
But okay, that's fair. I'm not talking about him. But Phoebe Cates.
Facts.
I don't want to do this.
All right.
All right. So now, shut up, Paul.
Okay.
You throw
All right.
curveballs at me all the time. You got to give me a chance to walk the tightrope. All right. I didn't even step out yet. You got to give me a chance. You got to be the guy. Go do it. Step on the rope.
I'll do it. I'll be the devil.
There you go. See, Jason's doing it.
Go ahead, man.
It's the first movie I ever jerked off to.
Yes.
Hell
I wonder
yeah.
what mine was.
I was like
Same.
12, and it was on, and she was
Proud of you.
beautiful, and I just don't know. And now Phoebe Cates knows that because it's out in the air. So, well, she won't know that.
At least yours was a real person. Mine was a cartoon. So
Oh, who's yours? Oh, it's like let's guess. We get
it's a Disney movie. I'll give you
Oh,
a
even better. Oh, wait, no, that could be if. Oh, Jason and I each get 3 guesses.
Okay.
Jason, you want to go first?
You go first.
Pocahontas.
No.
Little Mermaid. It's that fish half, isn't it?
Mm-mm. That's a good runner up though.
It's not Jessica Rabbit, right?
Nope.
Because technically there were Disney characters in it, but it's not a Disney movie. You're right. Oh, what you got, Jason?
Was it Snow White?
Nope.
Was it? God, I'm trying to think. Oh, I want a hint. Was it 2D animation or like Pixar type?
Oh, it's 2D.
Okay.
I think it should be.
Oh my God. Was it? Is
Yeah,
this
okay.
movie
They
getting remade very soon?
They already did a live action of it within the last 6-ish years.
The Lion King.
No, not the Lion King. I hate you, Jason. I mean, all I can get it, but yeah.
Oh my God. Lion King. Oh my God. I don't know who to go with. Oh my God. That would be a weird one. Just for the context of the movie. Mulan?
Mm-mm.
All right. What you got for us?
Belle from Beauty and the Beast.
Ah, that makes sense. She was so bookwormish. So, like, I felt like you would. I felt like that's very violating because she's her type of character. Although the Beast won, so and Gaston was no different. Anyway, Jason, what was your first movie you jerked off?
I'm trying to think about
this
it. I
one
don't
like-
know. I mean, American Pie comes to mind. It might have been the naughtiest scene in American
Ah.
Pie, but I don't
Okay.
100% remember.
That's your first.
I mean, I
movie?
definitely did to that scene quite a few times, but
But like, it's not even like mine was first time ever.
I was a
ever.
late bloomer.
It got no. I'm not. Whatever it is, it's just like so. Like I understand if like some people's first time ever wasn't to a movie. You know what I mean?
Oh, I got you.
So, first movie, American Pie. Cool, I get it. And now,
Uh-oh.
and now, who knows? But Phoebe Cates, whoever. Oh, Shannon Elizabeth.
Whom I met on.
That's even better. Hell yes, Jason.
Did
You're
it come
genius.
into? Did you meet her and it came flooding right back in.
Oh, dude, I fell in love with her just looking at her all over again. We
Oh,
were at
I
a
don't
con.
doubt that.
Yes.
I love it. All right. I don't want to go this route, but once you said it's your fault, Jason. You brought it to this point. You said
brought up
drop
annoying imaginary friends. So I just took the ball.
What I'm saying is, you brought up Drop Dead Fred. It gave me some really unrequited feelings at the moment.
Yeah. Nick's gonna rewatch that tonight. That's for sure.
Paul's gonna look at it in a whole new way.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, it ain't the first time we tank topics. Oh man. No, I'm not gonna make anybody feel uncomfortable talking about stuff like that. But your favorite sex scene in a movie, go.
Ooh. Unfaithful.
You don't have to answer
when they
if you don't
fuck in the
want.
bathroom. It's Diane Lane when they fuck in the bathroom.
Oh, that was a good one. Unfaithful.
Fucking hell, man. Yeah, her feet hit the wall, man. Oh, sorry.
And I'm thinking of like mainstream movies. I'm not thinking of like, softcore or anything like that, because it's supposed to, like it's supposed to have that. Like it's supposed to be ranked there. Wow, this
Unfaithful is a mainstream, right?
Yeah. It works. No, it definitely works. Taking Lives with Angelina Jolie. What a good one.
Elizabeth Berkley and Showgirls is the runner-up too.
I know what my favorite sex scene I ever saw was
Brokeback Mountain. I'm just saying. Deliverance.
It's Pride Month. Why would you do it like that?
Why?
That's a beautiful scene.
It's not a beautiful scene. That is a great movie.
I don't stroke my dick to it though.
I didn't ask you what you stroked your dick to. I said, what's good sex scene in a movie? Don't be dry. We're progressive. I don't know what you're doing down there.
We're in the South, goddamn it.
It's pretty awesome. It doesn't have any nudity though, but it's pretty awesome.
Which one?
Which one?
Ace Ventura Pet Detective sex scene.
Oh,
okay.
Which one? Oh, okay.
With all the animals in the room.
Yep. Oh, Jason, we're gonna get one out of you one day. That's just like fucking Debbie Does Dallas.
Dude, Debbie Does Dallas, man. Late at night, one night I was flipping through the channels, and they used to play porn on this channel. Maybe it was Spike TV without the sex, so it was just the scenes. Debbie Does Dallas works very well as a comedy, like a really bad comedy.
I bet it does. Jesus Christ. What is it, 15 minutes long?
I think like 22 minutes long or 20 minutes long. Or something.
That's awesome. I forgot about Spike TV. Man.
Oh my God. I don't know why we're going this route, but fuck it. Let's just do it. At this point.
I used to watch Blind Date on Spike TV all the time. I used to love that show. The little blurbs coming up.
Oh my God. Blind Date. Remember? Oh, okay. Here, see, I'm taking it out. Don't worry. Remember pop-up video?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I thought there'd be more excitement. Like in my head, I had a lot of excitement. I'm like, when I say this, they're gonna be like,
yeah,
greatest fucking
I used to
thing
love
you've
pop-up
ever said.
video.
And as soon as I said pop-up video, the man who's the same age as me and my young Guatemalan friend didn't give a fuck.
I love it when they used to put that on DVDs where you have pop-up features during the movie that would tell like trivia things, kind of like the old pop-up videos. Yeah, no, I'm down. I love that stuff.
It was just fun, man. And that was like the last of it, in my opinion. Like when that ended, when VH1 really ended its morning music and pop-up video and stuff, like it was just done. You weren't getting anything like we used to have on music video channels.
I think there is an MTV channel that plays music videos like half the time now. I think it's like MTV 27.
But it wasn't just the music videos. And I'm going to be honest, like in the early days it was, but there wasn't just music videos. There was awesome interviews. Like Kurt Loder and the news he was just as informative as any other channel. He was a voice of a generation and beyond for a little while. Like, I would say Gen X and millennials. That Kurt Loder brings Gen X and millennials together.
Yeah, and even the shows that MTV had, it made sense to the generation and what they were going for, like Singled Out and Beavis and Butthead. Do you remember Singled Out, Mick?
I do remember Singled
Out every day.
And you know what's funny? Those shows worked because they weren't all year round. They were like the summertime shows when they're really having fun, and then during the winter they'd have some other shows. But they always had interviews, and it was always music oriented. They were always at the hub. Remember when they did their award shows? Like the VMAs, I guess, is still like kind of a thing, but I think it's more over in Europe. But do you remember how big? And it was honestly the best award show every year running, the MTV Movie Awards.
Snobs.
Paul's like, I wasn't alive. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, no.
I never saw.
I was like the one Britney Spears hosted in like 2010. Yes, Paul.
Oh
It was
my
that
God.
Before that,
I'm going back to the 90s, people. What are you talking about with this?
no, I
MTV
agree. Chris
Movie
Rock.
Awards.
I remember Chris Rock hosting the VMAs. I love VMAs.
Oh wow.
I care less about the VMAs. I like the movie one because the movie one was always fun, man. They always had
Oh,
like
they were fun too. Yeah, absolutely.
had crazy stuff going on. It was like a really like even you knew who was going to win. It wasn't really, it wasn't really like the Oscars were supposed to be. And you were okay with it because it was MTV and everybody was just going bonkers. They gave Chewie the freaking medal on that stage. Finally, 20 years
like
later.
Rock concerts.
What?
They were like rock concerts. You knew who was going to win. It was the popular person of that year, and you're like, yeah.
Always a good time, man. I always had so much fun with the MTV Movie Awards back in the day, and then that was just like blew up. Young millennials. I'm just going to send a message to you. Paul, you're included in this. Really fucked it up for the rest of us. It was fun.
You're welcome.
We set it up. We put it on a tee for you, right?
Mhm.
We're like, here.
Mhm.
All you got to do is improve, progress, maybe
Mhm.
bring more people in, make it about love. We're teeing this up for you. Here you go. And your generation pushed it over a cliff and then pissed on it and then dumped lighter fluid and then threw torches over the cliff, knowing it's a forest and it's going to create a wildfire. And it just blew up. You destroyed all the last bastion of fun. The 80s and the 90s were the two funnest decades for children. Were they getting kidnapped in mass droves? The news would make you think so. But they were outside. They were getting the air. They were having fun. Kids, they were just doing it. And now you killed it all. And I blame you, Paul. What do you say, Jason? Blame Paul.
I blame Paul too. But Mick, some hope in your life. MeTV today just launched an animation channel. That's
saw
all
that.
Saturday morning cartoons and good Saturday morning cartoons. I don't know if they're still good. I'll find out when I start watching it, but that's going to be on my TV all week.
Oh, I will tell you right now, I have watched old Looney Tunes, old Hanna-Barbera, like the old stuff. I'm talking 50s, 60s, stuff like 40s, 50s, 60s. Holds up. Still great. They're still so funny, and then what did even that, like we brought Looney Tunes back and with Space Jam, and it was amazing. And you guys fucked it up. You gave it to LeBron, and what happened?
Then you gave it to Zazzle.
I like you, Gen Z. I like you, young millennials, Gen Z and Gen Alpha. I hope you take the world and run with it and do great things and shut us up, but bring it back to the 80s and 90s. It was fun.
So I got a question for you since you guys just brought it up, though. How do you spell Looney Tunes without looking?
LOONEYTUNES.
That's what I was going to say.
Damn. See, I don't remember though. I thought it was always Tunes, TOONS.
No, because it was merry melodies.
Yeah.
So it was supposed to be like little vignettes between the music. So Looney Tunes.
I remember Tunes. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, man, you can't get one past us.
Tiny Tunes was TOONS.
Maybe that's why I messed it up in my head.
Yeah.
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, I think. See, your feeble-minded generation and the precluding ones after that.
That's how we fucked it up.
I mean, you guys still have Animaniacs on. You still have. You're missing Freakazoid. I don't know how you guys.
Yeah, we got Scooby Doo or Velma, whatever the fuck they fucked that up.
Pinky and the Brain are back.
Beavis and Butthead are back.
Beavis and Butthead are back. You guys are taking our stuff and they're just not the same. It's like you took our children, cloned them. Mm-hmm. I don't know what you did with the real ones, but you're giving us back the clones, and they're just a little weird.
I don't know. I like the Beavis and Butthead cartoon. The movie was whatever, but the new cartoon series, they make fun of the reality shows and stuff. I lose it in TikTok videos.
I've seen some of them because they play it on Pluto. So I've seen some, and then they have it on. But that movie just destroyed me. Do the Universe. I was like, please no. I was like, I get it. I get that the movie had to be bad and had to rocket them to the future. So then that way we could have them here doing the same shit they did at the same age. But it was
and I like seeing old Beavis and Butthead. They go to that a lot in the show too now.
I don't know. But like still, Paul, why did you guys do this? Why are you stealing all of our stuff? Think of your own original stuff. Even
Just
Ninja
got
Turtles
bored.
is coming out with another one.
God damn it. Yeah.
Ghostbusters is back.
No, it's not.
Yes,
It's gone now. It died. That last movie killed it.
No, it'll be back. If anything,
No.
it will be a TV
That one
show
was
or
so
another
bad.
cartoon.
I hope
100%.
not. They
Or
need to
Jason
let it
Reitman.
Now, maybe if you were a patron and you saw our movie news stump, you would know that I was right. I'm just saying. But plug. Not for you. Shut up.
I think Jason Reitman is not going to let somebody else direct the next one if they make another movie. I think he's going to do it again.
I hope not.
I
Good.
think
I hope he does because that'd be smart.
I think they should just move on with somebody producing and directing it now and tell the family story. Or if you don't go, see, that's the tough part. You have to tell the family story because they're in the house.
Yeah.
You know,
I
I wouldn't
think-
mind a Ghost Corpse movie though. Sorry.
Yeah, it would be a bad idea. I think the last movie suffered because instead of making it about Phoebe and having the family around her and then the other guys like even more on the outside, they wanted to tell everybody's story at once. Let's get them all in the movie. Let's do it.
I 100% agree. I honestly, they gave me the perfect amount of old Ghostbusters, and you got all 4 of them in that afterlife, and I loved it. That was my son. Okay, this is a perfect example of what I'm saying. So what happened was Jason Reitman, who kind of bridged that gap, right? I think he's about our age, maybe a little bit older. He grew up on set with his dad and stuff like that. So when he did Afterlife, that was such a mission of love for his father, for Harold Ramis, who he knew, the guys. He told a news story. He tied it in well, and he gave us all the fan service we needed. You know, this one, then he hands it over to like somebody like Paul, and they fuck it up. I don't know why. I don't know why Paul's my antagonist today, but I'm just having so much fun because I know it bounces off him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you know what?
I'm boying this shit.
I do want to talk about something. I'm going to get a little topical. What do you guys think about the super suit?
I like it. Like I said, I'm commenting on your post. I didn't notice the loose fitting thing until somebody in the comments section called it out. Now I can't not see it, but I still like it.
Oh, yeah.
It's different, but the same, if that makes sense.
You know, I get it. Actually, before we go, no, we'll get back to it. But I do want to talk about, let's keep it continuing. Paul, what did you think about the Superman suit? Sorry, somebody had sent me a message and I want to bring it up.
I didn't think it was bad. I don't know. I don't like that they keep changing, I guess, the suit. So I'm kind of like, just kind of leave it alone. But I'm not invested as much into Superman. So I'm not like, oh, this fucking sucks. Or I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I'm just kind of like, I just don't get why we needed to change it again. But
It's just change of creators, honestly, at this point.
Right.
Snyder had it. So do you think this guy fits the role though?
I do. I'm a big Superman fan, but I like him in the role. I more so like Rachel Brosnahan as Lois Lane, but I think he fits. I don't know much of his work though either.
You know, it's funny you say that about Rachel Brosnahan. I loved Marvelous Miss Maisel. Well, the last season just didn't hit home for me, but I loved the show kind of going through it. And I was telling Mary when we were watching that, I was like, she looks like Lois Lane. She has that spunky attitude. I was like, if they did a 50s style Superman, like she should just play this. I was like, it would work, but like, cause she's that go-getter, but like without a family and stuff, if you cut that part out, like it's Lois Lane. She's determined on her job. And when she got cast, I was like, yeah, I guess somebody else sees it, but I was like, but it's up to date. I was like, I don't know if she could pull that off. Fucking nails it, dude. She looks just like she looks like what I imagine Lois Lane is. You know, in fact, I'm so annoyed that I feel like they miscast it since Margot. I did like Erica Durance on Smallville.
I did
too. So I do want to jump back on to annoying characters real quick. I realize I'm kind of going all over the place, but we did have our amazing Snob Nation answer the question, and I want to run it down, the annoying characters that they say, and you tell me if they're annoying or not. I will as well. So Master Shake, Mr. Dan himself on the Betting Bros says Newt. Always Newt from Aliens 2. I don't mind Newt. He's going to hate me for saying that, but what do you guys think about Newt? Was she an annoying character?
I didn't find her annoying, I don't think. I've only seen the movie once.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, man, we got to do a watch party.
How'd you do that?
How do you only did you not like it?
Yeah.
No, I saw it recently for the first time.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Wait. Let's go back.
This is going to drive you guys crazy. I've seen the Alien movies in
I want to know what
story
you thought.
order. I saw Prometheus first, then I saw the second one, Covenant or whatever it was called. I think that's why I liked those movies more than most people did, because those were my first Alien movies. And then I saw Alien, and then I saw Aliens, and then I saw half of Aliens 3.
Okay.
Ooh.
Let's take Prometheus and Alien Covenant out. Great, you like? We get it. What did you think of Alien?
Oh, dude, fantastic! Great slasher movie in space.
Oh my god, right? Like it's just such an amazing film. Oh, and so
Which
so
one?
Go ahead.
Which one do you enjoy better? Since there's always that debate: is Alien or Aliens better? Which one do you prefer?
As being a more of a horror fan, I like Alien better, which is why I'm so excited for Fede Alvarez to do the next one.
I dig it, man. Like, this is so cool that you're watching it and you're getting ready for Romulus.
Yes.
Oh, and you're halfway through 3, so we got to check back in with you. I want to see what you think of 3, because a lot of people don't like that one, but you coming into it from a different angle, I want to see that changes your perspective. I also are you watching the theatrical cut or the director's cut?
I think the director's cut.
Oh, is it a bull or a dog?
I don't remember.
Alien gets into. Oh well, whichever one. I think you should watch both and compare, because they are slightly two different movies, and I really like that. Well, not completely two different movies, but like in a way with the Alien. That was well done. And then Aliens 4. I'm sorry, have fun with it, but at least you got the, we'll see how that goes. But
that's awesome though, that you got to just watch them. Jesus,
that's so cool. I love hearing that. That's why, please, if you ever watch something for the first time, I want to hear your reaction, because you never really get that anymore. You get a lot of people out there bitching. You should do that on your TikTok. You should add all the movies you haven't seen, your opinion of them, your first watch opinions, because like I said, like it's either young. I like the young movie reviewers on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that. Fair. Who have never seen anything before, because I want to hear their perspective of, how's it fit through the lens of youth, and not my youth. But I want to hear older perspectives, guys my age who maybe haven't seen it, because guys my age who look similar to us everywhere are podcasters, usually movies, and they're always bitching. So I can't listen to it.
This is gonna blow your mind. I've never seen The Abyss or True Lies. I just picked those up too to watch.
I can't wait to hear you talk about The Abyss.
I want to hear those.
Oh my god, The Abyss!
I can't wait to watch The Abyss in 4K. Max says it's really good. If Max says it's really good, then I'm excited to check it out.
I like The Abyss. Yeah, I like The Abyss better than, because Leviathan came out around the same time, and it was sort of similar with the underwater vibe.
Yeah,
I like The Abyss better though. It was like it had a cool alien type of vibe to it. Not alien. I meant like fucking Cocoon and shit. Aliens, like the not terrible. Not like
so good.
Not so afraid of them you can't fucking take care of it. And Michael Bihn's pretty cool in it. Yeah. So check that out. I can't wait to hear what you think. And on True Lies too. I just opened, not opened. I shouldn't say opened. I did not open. I was hosting and introduced. I don't know why I said open. Well, technically I was a part of the main show right before or the first show. But yeah, no, it was a lot of fun. So I can't wait to hear what you think of True Lies too. That's gonna be a good one. Oh, dude. All right. Samuel and the Babadook. Sir Sturdy himself says that one. He hates that character.
Fuck yes.
I don't think he was annoying. I just think he was like, you gotta take, like, I got a soft spot when it comes to kids, because it's like, I don't blame the kids. If the kids are acting like that, there's a reason they're acting like that. They need something, and that kid clearly needed something. He wasn't just trying to be a dick. That was a cry for help. And that mom, I understand, was very, 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 very tired, very, very, very stressed, and at her wit's end. I'm not, and this is not going into a criticism of motherhood. That's not where this is going. I was like, and that mom, like, it's just a lot. And I get it, but it's still, you got to do it. You just got to do it. Like, it sucks, but and she did. She dreamed up a monster to murder that kid, or depending on how you see that movie. It's open ended. Neville. Go ahead. What do you think about him?
No, I was just gonna say, I couldn't stand that kid crying and yelling all the time. I was like, man, my dad would have beaten me senseless if I had ever cried like that, like even once. So it doesn't compute to me. Like the mom just being like, stop or calm down. I'm like, I didn't get none of that. So like you're getting off. Well, fuck.
Like, we weren't even allowed to cry. So like, I can't even imagine to that extreme. Like, holy
fuck no.
Oh, all right. How about Neville Longbottom? Mike Oxmill says he creeps him out. What do you think about?
I like Neville. Sorry, it's not annoying.
What do you think? A resident geek.
Harry Potter. Yeah, he's kind of annoying.
Damn. Oh.
Well, Tim actually gave Newt.
I think it's Neville Longbottom. Kind of reminds me of a certain roommate I have. So I think that's probably why I don't find him annoying.
Wait, I think I know who you mean.
So does he?
And that's it. But no, give him the credit. He looks like
yeah.
Neville Longbottom more now. You know, like let's not.
He doesn't look like the fucking before.
Not like the 10-year-old Neville Longbottom. I'm talking about the one who's like, So let's give that man some credit. But Tim said Newt, but Dan beat him to it, so he gave up. He hates Hobbs from Fast and Furious. Everything about adding The Rock made the movies worse, he says.
I hate everyone in Fast and Furious. So
everyone.
I don't like those fucking movies, Mick.
I didn't become a Fast and Furious fan until Hobbs was added to the cast. So I guess I can't agree with that because that's when I started liking the movies.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, I thought they got interesting after. Yeah, I agree. I'm like, these are off the wall. If these are going to keep going and they're going to keep funneling money into them, make them bonkers. They went into space and I was like, yeah, this fits. This seems right. I'm okay with this. I was like, any other franchise? I was annoyed that they jumped the shark in Endgame and went back in time a little bit. Like I read comic books. I understand time travel is possible in the comic world, but I was just kind of like, I was like, all right, it's just too like. And I love time travel movies. Like that's my jam. I love books and time travel movies. If anything sci-fi besides fucking RoboCop, best fucking sci-fi movie of all time, not an action movie like some fucking people say.
I love Endgame, but they got time travel fast.
Infinity War is my favorite. Like because I thought Infinity War just was amazing. But I loved Endgame too. Don't get me wrong. It's just the time travel, time heist aspect. I was like
so fast.
I get it. Yeah, it did.
Tony Stark did it in an hour.
And Katie says, who actually these are her drawings up here, her reprints of her drawings. So thank you, Katie. Says it's Cartman from South Park. He's annoying. He's funny because he says outrageous shit.
You're welcome. That's my generation, so you're welcome. I don't give a shit.
That's very fair.
It's our contribution. That's all you got from us, but there you go.
And that is everybody's opinion on that. I'm going to say this. El Camino is a movie, so Skylar White is still the most annoying character in movie history. Can't stand it. I get it, but I can't stand it. I get her mental health journey through all of that, but she was still an asshole before. So she's still the worst. And gentlemen, before we move on to our other topic, any annoying characters you want to throw out there?
I'll let you go ahead, Jason, as our guest. Go ahead, go first.
My annoying character, Drop Dead Fred was on my list prior to coming in here because I can't stand Drop Dead Fred.
For anybody who somehow jumped into this recording halfway through for some accident and is hearing this moment, go back and find out why Drop Dead Fred is so much fun.
Not specifically a character, but the character in movies that calls the main character and says, I have information that's going to blow this out of the water. Meet me at midnight. I hate that character and everything because they're not meeting them at midnight. It's not happening. We already know it's not happening. As soon as that phone call was made, it's not happening.
By the time you get there, it's over. They're dead. I love it. Paul, what about you?
On the phone. Solve everybody's problem.
Yes.
I said the Spider-Man with the younger Spider-Man. What's his name? What's his name?
Tom Holland Spider-Man?
Yes, thank you, Tom Holland. Yeah. So from that one, this the friend Flash, the Indian looking kid. It's Flash, right?
That's his bully.
Yeah, I hate that guy. He's annoying as shit.
Okay.
Like can't say, like he pisses me off. I see him on screen. I'm like, this motherfucker, man.
Like in anything?
Yeah, just because of that.
You went to Vendetta. I was like, what's your movie character you hate? He was like, I fucking hate this guy.
Yeah.
And next week on the show. Oh God. All right. It's time. 5 takeaways. Our top 5 movies that take place in the South, baby. That is correct. Let's get it on. All right. I will kick us off with my number 5, and that is To Kill a Mockingbird. I love that book. I love that movie. It's nostalgic more so. As I've grown up, I've realized what white saviordom is and everything else, but still, I think it's a great heroic movie. Atticus Finch is one of the best heroes in fictional history. And what is your number 5, Paul?
I went with Forrest Gump.
Ooh, interesting.
I really like Forrest Gump. I mean, it's just a fun story. I mean, I get why people kind of shit on it a lot, but I also think it's just one of those staples just for moviegoers just to enjoy, because it's got a little bit of everything kind of in there. You got the childhood, you got some love, you got some fight scenes, you got the comedy. I don't know. I just think Forrest Gump is a pretty easygoing movie and a good Southern movie.
30 years old this year, so I get it.
Is it?
Yes, it is. 1994 came out.
Damn, dude, I was 2 when that came out.
Oh,
sorry, you guys.
Okay. What's your number 5?
My number 5 is Hard to Target with Jean-Claude Van Damme. This movie is awesome.
Yes.
I love it. I love it. Where in the South does it take place?
I think I looked it up. I think it's in New Orleans.
All right. Yeah, I think so too. I think, you're in Louisiana. And because you go to the bayou, it's only punches a steak. And Paul, where does yours stay? Alabama, right?
Yes, sir. I feel like a lot of mine were Alabama, to be honest.
Uh-oh. He's moving to Alabama. That's where he wants to go.
Roll Tide, baby.
All right. And takes place in a fictional town of Macomb, but it is the South. I don't know. Alabama. Where in Alabama is To Kill a Mockingbird set? Damn. 2 Alabamas. I like it. All right. Let's get to it. Good on you, Alabama. Roll Tide, I guess.
Yes.
What? My number 4, Smokey and the Bandit.
Ooh.
I love that movie. That's a comfort movie. I watch that all the time. That is a great movie, and it is a true South movie. So, what is your number 4?
My list.
So my number 4, of course, because it has some circus involved in it, and it's beautiful, and Danny DeVito's in it. It's got to be Big Fish.
Ooh, good one. Good.
And they filmed that in North Carolina.
Oh, was it North Carolina? I wasn't sure if it was South Carolina or North Carolina. I was trying to figure it out. That is awesome.
And you could go visit that little town they filmed like that forever town in, and it's a lot of fun to just go there. I don't know.
How far from you is it?
2.5 hours.
Oh, son of a bitch. Is it closer to me or farther from me?
I think further from you.
Well, then I'm out.
I'm sorry. I mean, closer, Mick.
No, I like Virginia. I can't go too south. They don't want me back. Jason, what's your number 4, sir?
My number 4 is Dale and Tucker vs. Evil. This may be a controversial pick, but according to the internet, it takes place in the South, even though it takes place in West Virginia. Is that the South?
It's part of Bible Belt.
Well, no, actually, I would.
The internet said it's the South, but
It depends. Okay, so yes, would I consider it the South? Because it's a Southern type of living. There's a lot of South. It is just as much South as like any other one down here. Like I think it really does hold its own. And West Virginia is beautiful. It is a beautiful state. But if you are considering it in the terms of the Civil War, I don't think it was considered the South. I have to double check, but I mean, yeah, for all intents and purposes, it's the South. I live 20 minutes. Well, Jason, it was fun. We'll figure out our 3 from there. He was almost out anyway, but we miss him. All right, what is my number 3? Oh, let's bring him back in. So I don't know what happened there. All right, let's pick up. And he's back. All right. So great. Now I got to edit. I didn't have to. No, I'm not editing this. This.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Whatever. Dale and Tucker is fantastic comedy. Everybody check it out.
No, I'm keeping this in here for all the bullshit. Even on the YouTube clip that this comes off on, everybody's going to know Jason ruined. What is your, and I'm keeping that whole thing. I don't even care. All right. My number 3 is Big Fish. I love that movie. We just talked about it, so I'm not going to dwell on it too hard, but I will say this. That movie, if you haven't seen it, absolutely 100% do it. It's one of Tim Burton's absolute best. And Paul, what is your number 3?
Well, my number 3, because keeping up with Pesci a little bit, I'm going to say My Cousin Vinny, because it does take place in the South.
It definitely does. Alabama.
I love that shit so much.
It's so good. It's so good. I'm not gushing over it right now.
What's a youth? A Ute. I can't even say it like you New Jerseyans.
It's a New Jersey. He is from Jersey. He's from Newark. And my friend, what is your number 3?
Paul, this is why we did Scary Stop so well together, man. My number 3 is My Cousin Vinny. My dad took me to see this movie when I was like 8 or 9.
That's awesome.
I was way too young to go see this movie for sure, but yeah, it's so funny.
Oh, it's so good.
Fuck yes.
All right, my number 2, Steel Magnolias. Fantastic Southern film. It's really well done. Don't tell my wife because she'll make me watch it over and over again. That's her favorite movie. And
I'm good to tell her.
Worth a watch. Don't get me. First of all, newbie to marriage. I've seen my wife's shit over the year. It's not like I'm owing it. Like I've been hiding from it for almost 10 years. I've seen this. You watch your wife's stuff. You're newer to it. You got to watch all the crap. Well, it's not crap. I'm just kidding, of course. Steel Magnolia. Because no, this is recording. So anyway, let's have fun. Whatever. It's always a ball here. Yeah. Steel Magnolias, great film. If anybody has checked it out, really well done drama with a lot of heart and comedy to it too. What is your number 2, Paul?
My number 2 is it's a loving story about family with a little bit of revenge and people being in the wrong place at the right time, and that's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
That's Texas. Does it count as the South?
Texas.
I feel like Texas just like doesn't consider itself the South. They consider themselves just like their own thing.
Do we not count them? Fuck.
I will count.
We'll
take it.
I say like 40 down is the South, so that's where my mind's at.
Oh, I don't know if you know. I don't know where's 40.
It just goes straight across from North Carolina. It's near me. It's right here. It just goes.
You are not the South, and we're the North. Get the fuck out.
The South.
Well, maybe Ohio down there is, but I'm not the South. Virginia,
I'm not saying you're not Southern. I'm not saying they're not a little Southern, but
it was like the one they fought over the most.
Because there's so many Northerners up there to fight them back. That's what I'm saying.
I'm just saying, I'm trying to figure out if Texas is considered the South or not.
Damn.
It's defined by the U.S. federal government and includes Alabama, Arkansas, Delaware, the District of Columbia, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maryland, Mississippi, North Carolina, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas, Virginia, and West Virginia. Boom.
No Texas. It's all. I'll come. I'll do another one then. I had a backup. So
no, it said Texas.
Oh,
Texas,
yeah.
I'm an idiot.
I was just reading them all off, so now we have the definition.
How is Maryland the South? Because that's confusing to me.
It is.
Is it? That's
fuck. I would even argue like half of New Jersey is the South, because I swear to God, if you are like where I grew up and then you go down into the Pine Barrens, and I'm not putting it down because I always loved going there, it's a different world. It feels more like here than it does up where I grew up in North Jersey. It's weird. Yeah, it's cool, weird, but it's weird.
I feel like y'all got them northern hicks. See, we got them southern. We got southern rednecks down here. We ain't got no hicks out here. That's a northern.
Yeah, I would say Hicks. I'd say Hicks was a good one for. I'm not fucking with West Virginia. They're too powerful. I don't mess with West Virginia.
No one does. Man.
I love you, West Virginia. I do. I love Virginia. Pennsylvania's cool too. Pennsylvania, yeah. Anyway, we're doing geography. No, sorry. Number 2, sir.
My number 2 is To Kill a Mockingbird. I mean, Mick said it all. The movie is fantastic. It's one of the movies that I was forced to watch in school, and I've loved it since. Very, very well done movie.
I dig it, sir. Very cool. All right, and let's start with our number 1s, and that is, for me, My Cousin Vinny. It's hard to argue, but that is, I can watch that movie over and over again. It is a great law movie. It is a great acted movie. It is a great just comedy in general, and from the South, it makes it so endearing and lovely. Unless you get arrested for shoplifting and or murder.
My number 1 is The Outsiders. I absolutely love The Outsiders. I mean, everyone does, but yeah, I love that one. So many great names. It started with that, and it's a fun movie.
I guess we've learned today the greatest Southern actor of all time is Ralph Macchio. My number 1, rest in peace to Donald Sutherland, is Time to Kill. I learned so much about just life in general watching this movie. It's like the first thing where I realized racism was still around watching the movie, and it's such a powerful movie, and it got me into reading, because after I watched the movie, somebody was like, you got to read the book. So I read the book, and I noticed like the big difference between movies and books, and yeah, a lot of stuff happened for me with this movie. I love it. The performance, Samuel Jackson not being nominated for an Academy Award for this movie just is insane.
He did such a great job. Everybody was really well done in it, and I gotta say, like, Matthew McConaughey at the time gave some really good, intense performances and other things, and I don't think people gave him enough respect when he came into this. But they definitely did once he came out of it, because he did such to lead this whole thing around this amazing cast. Jesus, man, it was a great movie. Great choice. Thank you guys so much for joining in for 5 Takeaways and joining in for the show. I want to thank our guest Jason from the Three Geeks podcast. All right, can we pause for a sec? I know I'm messing up. You don't need to step on it. Just give me 1 sec. It's been a long day. I'm trying to get through. I know you are too. We'll get through real quick. Just let me finish this. It's going to be an edit, so I need to keep track of the time. All right. So thank you so much for joining in for the man. Thank you so much for joining in for the all right. You know what? Thanks for joining in from I can't do it. Sorry, it's been a tough day, so I'm trying to catch it.
You okay?
Right.
You're good.
Give me a second. Let me catch back in. Edit all this shit out. Thank you so much for Jason from the Three Geeks podcast. Jason, tell us what you got coming up on Three Geeks.
Remake Revolution is back this week. One of my buddies, Zach, reached out and said, let's do Remake Revolution again. And then a week later, Mick reached out to me and said, let's do Remake Revolution again. So we're going to start doing it again. We got Some Nobodies coming up this Saturday. And then sometime in July, we're going to have Mick and possibly Sturdy join in and do an episode. So that's what we got coming up. And we got some fun interviews. I talked to Burt Ward for what seemed like forever today. Nice guy, lots of passion. Sat down to do a 30-minute interview. We talked for about 55 minutes. And I love the guy and his passion. But you ask Burt one question, he can go for 45 minutes. So it's definitely an interview you guys should check out.
All right. Awesome, man. Well, I can't wait. You were telling me a little bit about it right before, so I can't wait to check it out when it comes out and see more from it. So I'm going to say thanks so much, Jace, for joining in. Really appreciate you, and can't wait to watch Remake Revolution and be able to be a part of it.
Yeah, can't wait, man.
All right, brother. Well, we're going to let you go, and then we're going to get started on our reviews and close out the show. Thank you so much.
All right, guys. Bye.
Take care, bro. All right, guys. So, thank you so much to Three Geeks podcast. Jason Taylor coming on and hanging out with us. It was really a lot of fun. But, guys, we're going to get into our reviews tonight. Let's do it. Are we ready? Let's go. Tonight, we are reviewing the movies Inside Out and The Bikeriders. That's right, everybody. Let's check them out. Let's start with Inside Out.
Nice.
Oh, what did you think about Inside Out?
So typically I like walking into it, I'm like, the sequel, kind of is always going to suck for the most part. So I was walking in with kind of lower expectations than the first one. And I was surprised they held the same flame that they did with the first one. There were some teary moments in this one. I'm not going to lie. They kind of threw me off because they did a great job at conquering emotions. When anxiety got introduced and anxiety had an attack, I couldn't hold back the tears. None of us could. I think it was 4 of us together. And I think it was a very real, that's what happens inside of you. And I thought, as a kid's movie, they might not quite understand the complexities of it, but as an adult, you just feel for it. And it's like, wow, that's literally like a direct visualization of what's going on inside of me sometimes. And it's just like, damn, that's what, I don't know. I thought it was well done. I absolutely loved it.
I love what you're saying. I think that's I think you're spot on. I'm sorry to step on you, and we were talking about that earlier, but please continue. I think you're right. You're hitting the nail on the head about it. Captured everything properly and perfectly. I think it was also very familiar because it was now teenage years, and once it came in, I think those extra emotions that they were talking about, especially anxiety, pops in, and that was familiar to us as adults too. I know for me anyway. I don't know about you, what you thought, but just the visual representation, even like the tornado.
Fuck yeah. And just being glitched out and just locking up, and it sucks. And that they had one little line in there, where they're like, oh, you don't need these other emotions anymore. And that tore me up because I was like, you know what? I try to think of myself as a happy person. I was like, but I'm not as joyful as I used to be. I guess I just don't let myself, I think of all the things that I shouldn't be joyful about. So I only get so happy. And I'm like, fuck, man, I need to not throw those in a box. I need to let those come out more and just live a little bit more. So, kudos to you guys that made Inside Out too, because as far as mental health goes, I think you really challenged me to push a little harder and do a little better and just be happier with myself and all of my emotions, not just, I guess, the surface ones. So well done.
Perfect. Yeah, absolutely. And I completely agree with you. All right. Well, we gave some ratings for this one, and I think they were pretty well. It was pretty well received. I gave it a 4, and you gave it a 3.5. That's right on point. I think this one is as good as the first one, if not better. And I also like that in the first one, they gave you both sides of it. You saw Riley reacting when they were doing things, but it seemed sort of like they were controlling her.
Yeah.
Whereas now, she was trying to calm herself down, and she was her emotions are going out of whack, but it felt like she was more in charge of what was going on rather than being controlled. And there's something about that I really liked. It added a nice element of, you know, mental health and coping and things like that. So did a great job. Really well done.
Yeah.
Now another movie we went and checked out, The Bikeriders, starring Tom Hardy, Austin Butler, Jodie Comer. What did you think of this one before we get into what it was about and such?
So my mom, of course, immediately after I watched it, she's from the Midwest in Iowa. So of course, naturally, you know, learning that the Vandals were real and from the Midwest area, I was like, I get Chicago's, you know, not the closest, but it's not too far from you guys. I was like, you know, did you have Vandals? She was talking about one story of, you know, I guess a group of them were passing through, and they were kind of how it was in the movie, just immediately like kind of expunged. Like the cops were like, hey, you know, we respect what you guys are doing, but, you know, kind of get the fuck out type shit. And she was just like, you know, they were polite. Like they came in a bar, they all had a drink, and then they all just kind of moved along. So I just thought that was kind of cool. But as for the movie itself, I love Tom Hardy. I do. I like his voice. I just like his stature. I thought it was a great movie. I forget the gentleman's name that played Elvis. That's the main character in this.
Austin Butler. Yeah, he was great in Dune as well. Dune Part 2.
I liked him better in those roles, but I don't think he was supposed to shine as much in this one. So I will say this wasn't my favorite role with him, but I don't think that's a reflection of him. I think that's how the character was made.
Yeah.
This one was a lot more story than I expected. I thought it might be more of a Goodfellas type feel or Casino, where it'd be a lot more of them doing destructive things and, you know, fighting and things. And it really was just more of the story of the gang, and then, you know, of Butler's character as well, you know, and everything that happens with him. I did enjoy it. I thought I enjoy a good story, and I thought it was good. I thought towards like the third act, if you will, it got a little dreary where it was like, all right, you guys, let's just wrap it up if this is the direction we're going. But I think it's absolutely worth a watch. And if you don't know anything about the Vandals, I found it very enlightening and it's fun.
Yeah, it is. I went back and I started researching a little bit about the motorcycle club and the book that was written. Because it was like a picture book, because that guy is following him in it. So the story is about the Vandals kind of coming together. Tom Hardy plays the guy who started it, and Austin Butler plays this guy Benny, who is like his best friend, right hand man. Like these two love each other like brothers, and they go through and they live for the club, and it really is. They're 1%ers. They do their thing. And I'm not saying that as an admonition. I to demonize anybody, because like I have a lot of friends who ride. They're in clubs, and I got to hang out with them. I was somewhat of a hang around for a club, and it was I think there's a lot of stigma put to bikers, but there is other sides to it too. And I thought this showed it really well. And I thought that it didn't. There's a lot of bad things that happened, but you kind of get it. Like before we get to the part where all the Vietnam vets were and the chapters were expanding and things like that, and then they were picking up whoever, and they weren't really following the rules. It was cool to see the biker gang. Never say gang. I'm sorry, not the biker club. Go into, or motorcycle club, I should say, my apologies. Go into this, and like what they were doing, like you kind of got it. I'm not saying it was right, but it was the 50s, 60s. So it was like, you kind of got why reactions were that way. And they were just sticking up for friends, or like, trying to help out in certain situations. But it was fun. I liked that whole ride. So, and then when they got into kind of the club devolving and almost the Shakespearean ending they give to Tom Hardy's character is really well done. I love the story, and even seeing it devolve, like it was almost like when I was hanging out with the club and Sons of Anarchy was out. You almost saw like a lot of like motorcycle club culture devolve into that, where everybody's like glorifying the 1% and stuff like that, and they don't even understand. I'm not even putting it down 1%ers. Like they don't even understand the lifestyle of that. You think this is fun, and it is, but it's a lifestyle. This is something you live. It's not just something you do.
Right.
These guys are in. That, with the circus and everything else, like you were in, and that's the club you're a part of. And that's why it was always cool to see it from the outside and see that perspective. So they pegged that really well. Here's my prop. And I wanted to make sure I point that out. I did not like the narrative of it from her point of view. I thought, like, when she started out, and Jodie Comer's character plays Austin Butler's wife in the movie, and it tells her tale of how she kind of came into it and things like that. And her accent, she leaned into. She's an English woman, but she leaned in so hard on this Chicago accent. And I'm not saying she wasn't. She did it right, but it was like amplified and exaggerated and disturbing.
Yeah.
And it took every time. I almost walked out of quite a few scenes where she was just talking, and it bothers me because I like her as an actor. I just could not take that accent, and I didn't. I'm glad I didn't, because when she was in the story of the biker club, it just, I was like, cool. I was like, she's fine. It's still an annoying friggin' thing, but it's not so overpronounced because she's not being interviewed, and it's not like telling a story and like stuff like that. Like, it was just so grating on me. I didn't understand why they didn't just tell the tale from the photographer's point of view.
Right. I would have preferred hearing him talk.
Take liberties, get him to do it. And it turned in this weird love triangle thing where I was like, this could have been a really good movie, and her character could have been really good towards it, because there were some great scenes with her, but just not as the narration. You know, so like that dropped some points for me, because I could not take it. And I honestly, like, I like the movie a lot, but I don't know if I'll watch it again because of that.
Yeah.
So that burns rewatchability factor for me. So that's why on this one, and we were both agreed on that, 3 out of 5. Yeah, we were both there. But I do say check it out. Like, you may like it more than I do, like anybody watching or listening, and I'm sure Paul thinks the same. You know, you could love her accent.
I didn't. I thought it sounded like someone trying to do a really, like, trying too hard to almost sound Boston, and they're clearly not from Boston. That's what it reminded me of. It didn't even.
Oh, she had that. She had this
Chicago,
like
the nasally. Yeah,
she had the Chicago like, and like
sound.
And
to
listen,
me, Chicago,
I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good.
I'm cutting you off. I just want to say, like, on top of that, like, it does sound Chicago, but like, it's just exaggerated. I'm not saying that Chicago women sound like this. Like, you sound more like she does when she's in the story. It's just so exaggerated when she's telling the tales, and it's like, God. Anyway, please proceed.
Oh, I was just gonna say one thing. Because of course I was talking to both my parents about it, and I was like, we were just talking about differences in ages, right? So I was telling my dad, I was like, hey, like, when you were even in college, like, were you still able to get in fights and people weren't sue happy or cop happy? Like, two men could just have a fist fight, everything was good. And he was like, yeah. And I was like, to an extent. Like, I'm not saying violence is ever the answer to anybody, or I'm not saying I support that, but I do think that if two men have a problem and they both agree to just have a clean fist fight, I don't think that's wrong. And I enjoyed that they got in a fight with another club, and then they're all drinking beers afterwards. Like, clearly somebody won, or somebody actually got hurt too bad, and they were like, we're good. And then they're all just drinking beers together. And I'm like, to an extent, I do wish it was kind of more like that, where if that's the only choice,
in clubs it is
right.
It is, and I agree with you. I'm not taking that away from you. Like, I've been there. Like, it's not so, like, when it comes to dealing with things, like, I've had fight, like, a lot of friends I grew up with, like, we started out fighting,
right,
and then we became friends. So, like, I definitely agree. It is like that in the clubs. Still, they'll still duke it out if they have to. It's not like they go right to it.
Right.
But if there's a challenge, it's like, you two take care of business, and then it's done. Let it go. And I do agree with you. Like, I don't think there's anything wrong with that personally. But you know what? There's also nothing wrong with a mixed movie pick for this week. Ooh, that's right. And it's also our classic film review for tomorrow from 1995. It is the movie Friday.
Hell yeah.
It's a
You
great...
ain't got no job. You ain't got no weed. What you do? Fuck, man. Smoker. Sorry, Mick.
No, you're good, dude. You're all good. I'm good. Please, big it up, please.
Man, I love that.
Yeah, we're finishing off. We did our classic film reviews. They're all dedicated to the month of June for Juneteenth. I'm misspoken all day today, but Juneteenth, and we're celebrating Black cinema, Black filmmakers. And it's been a really awesome ride to rewatch a lot of stuff, and you go back, check out the older episodes this month. And so Friday is such a great movie. If you haven't had a chance to check it out, it's great comedy, but it's great. Just well acted, fun movie about the day in the life in South Central Los Angeles. And Ice Cube and Chris Tucker kill it.
Absolutely kill it.
Everybody does. But I don't want to overdo it, because you're going to get the film review tomorrow. Go check out Friday if you haven't. Paul, you have anything you want to say about this movie before we go?
I mean, it's a classic. That's a staple for all of us. I just remember first days, maybe smoking certain substances and just watching that movie and just loving every second of it. It's, to me, that's an urban Cheech and Chong, if you will. So I really enjoy how Friday does it, and I just think it's a lot of fun.
I love it. And that's true. It really is. And so, guys, if you want to learn more about the movie, how it was made, and who was behind it, check out Classic Film Review. Tomorrow we'll give you all that and our review. That goes up at midnight. But thank you, guys. And I want to say thank you again to our sponsor of the show, Sticker Mule. Thank you for joining in and helping us out. Go get your $10 free towards $10 off towards your first purchase. That's right. Use the link down below. And yeah. Remember, if you want to stay in the know, you got to join up on Patreon. There's a free tier, and you'll get our information when you get our newsletter every week. You'll see all the fun stuff coming out. We don't want to email you. We don't want to inundate you with emails, and you're never going to go and see it. Now you get a chance to follow, and if you want to read what's going on with us, or you want to see some other news pop up, other reviews, links, and more, go check out the Patreon. If you want to follow, give us some of your money, help us support the channel. We truly appreciate that as well. And there's some more fun perks along the way for that one. But until next time, I'm Mick Manhattan. I want Paul, you got anything you want to say before we take off?
Hey guys, keep watching, keep listening, and keep loving the magic of movies. And if you get a chance to see Inside Out, there's nothing wrong with feeling any emotions, and it never hurts to evaluate yourself. June is still men's mental health, so to all my fellow men out there, you guys stay strong. If you need help, reach out for help. There's nothing wrong with that. We all need help. Everyone does. So there's no shame in that. So make sure you guys are doing what you need to do. And if you need help, don't be afraid to ask for help, because there's nothing wrong with that.
I love everything you just said. You did say help like 17 times. It was the perfect sentence of saying help over and over. And it's true, because if you need help, go get help. And I love that. But until next time, I'm Mick Manhattan from the Scene Snobs. That's producer Paul, the man with the plan. And we'll be back next week live, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's right. We're back live again for our 4th of July episode. We're going to have a really good time with that. Make sure you're there for it. And we're going to be talking about a lot of fun stuff and more. We're going to have some other shows planned for you. And we're going to have some other lives coming out. So make sure you're checking those out. Horror Conversations this Thursday at 7 p.m. as well. And until next time, I'm Mick Manhattan. Again, you guys are all awesome. Make sure to be kind to each other. Take care of yourselves, because that's important. Stay classy, and I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye. I'm sorry I bit your head off in there, dude.